Hi guys! I haven't done a video in ages. While looking around my apartment, I was like, wait, I have so many new plushies. And just recently on a trip, I got a new one. And so since I stopped collecting K-pop, my hobby slowly became traveling, mainly around Europe because I'm in Europe and I live in a city that is a hub for both Wizz Air and Ryanair. So like to imagine, like we have like flights to Italy and to all the different places in Italy, like at least 10 or something. So yeah, the opportunities are way different. So yeah, but all the other places in the world are way too expensive. It's just that traveling in Europe is affordable, especially for just like a long weekend. So that's what I normally do. So I usually try to collect only fridge magnets because they don't take up space actually, except my fridge is almost full, so they do. But sometimes I just cannot resist a plushie. So yeah, it's not that many, but I do have. So I'm gonna start this first one. So of course, this is from London. London is like my favorite city since I was like 14 or something. So yeah, so I've seen this type of plushies like when I was 16 and the first time I was in London on a bus, like not whole school, but like a trip organized by my school. And I just wanted one, but they were so expensive, especially like you got a set amount of pocket money for the whole trip. So when I went back in 2022, I got one. It still was not like particularly cheap, but like with a real adult job, I could afford a little teddy bear with the guard outfit. And it's supposed to sing, but it never did. But I'm just like, it's so cute and I wanted it so bad and I have it for years now. And I guess this is the first. Look at it. It's just so cute. I spent a lot of time selecting the one that has a good face. So yeah. And then the trip and like my hobby really started to kick off in 2024, and I'm just obsessed with like looking for plane tickets, I guess. So then I really wanted to go to Scotland, and I finally just like did it. And of course in Loch Ness, while you're driving around the Loch Ness, you need to get an SE. And it's so cute. Oh my god. So of course I got an SE. Was it expensive? Yes, because the UK in general is expensive, but also like it's a touristy spot, so but look at it. Like I just couldn't leave it. I also like to like leave the tags on them. You know. So it's so cute. Oh my god. Look at it. So that's Nessie. And then on the same trip, like, of course, we saw some hairy coos. And we were already back in Edinburgh. I was like, nah, I kind of need a hairy coo. Oh my god, look at it. And it's also the same type of toys. They are so cute and they're so nice. And they come in various different sizes and colors in real life. But this is the most popular, like, color, I guess. And yeah, and you just show up to a random person's farm and they are nice about it because they are Scottish. I'm not sure all of them, but the one we did go to is like really nice. And then in Edinburgh we bought it. It was like the one of the last 2 days of the trip, and I was like, I need to fit this in my bag though, and there was already Nessie, so yeah, but we fit them. It's so cute. Yeah, so that's my hairy coo. I guess I just call him Coo. Yeah, and then other trips. So there is this peacock, and he's from the Vatican Museum. I just found it that like a peacock plushie is like so random, so I just couldn't resist it. Was it overpriced? Probably. And I have seen it in a different museum since then. It's not like Vatican special, but at least they got their own tags on it. So yeah, look at that. So I was in Rome for the first time in 2024 June. I guess it was just like really early on my bucket list to go there. Yeah, so in 2024, oh, look at it, it's so cute. It's like pretty sturdy. Ooh. And then the next one, I went back to London in 2024 as well, because I do, oh no, I switched them up, because this was in May, that was in June, but they were like trips right after each other. So this guy here, I love red pandas. I think red pandas might be my favorite animals. Look at that. So I got this in the Natural History Museum in London. Oh my god, it's so cute, and I just love it so much. Oh, red pandas, whenever I see a red panda, like I spend like so long at their cage and like looking at them. I think once, I think it was in Debrecen, like they were about to feed them and they were so active, because normally when you just visit them they're like sleeping on the branches. That's all you can see about red pandas. But it was in the morning around like maybe like 9:30 or something, and they were like out and about, and then I realized, oh, they're getting the food now. So they were so cute. Yeah, so this is from London, the Natural History Museum, because I'm obsessed with red pandas, so it was one of the first ones I wanted. It's not very Natural History Museum specific, but it's a red panda. And I did go to a lot of zoos at different places, so yeah. And then the next one is this little guy here, and I was an idiot to not look up what it's called in English. So he is from the Prague Zoo, which is, by the way, one of the best zoos in Europe. And I know in Hungarian, but I don't know it in English. So, and it looks like it's wearing a diaper. They are pretty big, like bigger than a dog, definitely. Like, I don't know, like a short cow, I guess. So yeah, and they're super fun animals, and I could barely see one. It was like the end of the zoo trip, and I was like, oh, that's an animal right there. And like they were like inside. And then when we went to the store after, because I love checking out the stores, I was like, that's so random. Like you never see a plushie like this, like anywhere. So like I wanted one. Look at that, it's so cute. So this is from Prague, which is the very end of August and the beginning of September in 2024. Prague is great. It's kind of full of tourists, but it's pretty good. And the zoo is really, really nice. So yeah. And then I tried to chill. And the next one is from 2025, May. It was such a great trip. It was more than a week long. It's my Ireland trip. So when I found this little guy with this little t-shirt having all the cities, we've been to Dublin, Galway, Cork, and Belfast as well. We haven't been to Kilkenny, but yeah, it's almost full. It has the little shamrock on it. It's so adorable. It's a Celtic toy, Celtic. So, and it's a pretty good teddy bear if you ask me. Like, he looks pretty handsome. Look at that. Yeah, I got the most amount of magnets ever from the Irish trip. I couldn't resist. I have the best magnets ever from that trip. And look at that. So, and the next one was pretty soon after my 2025 UK trip. Don't worry, it also had some London in it, but it was before we got to London. So this little dude, this black bear, it's so cute, oh my god, is from the Chester Zoo, which is near Liverpool, also one of the best zoos in Europe. I still prefer the Prague one, but maybe because it was a bit rainy and many of the animals were like, you're not gonna look at me. But we did see the black bear well, so I was like, that's very, very, very fitting to get him. So we were in Liverpool for the Dua Lipa concert last year, and the next day we went to the Chester Zoo, and then the day after we looked around Liverpool, and then we went to London for 2 days because I need my London every year. So look at that, it's so cute. So that's from the Chester Zoo, summer of 2025. Yep, and then I have 2 more. It's not crazy. So the next one is not from Europe. Look at that. So he is from the US. So that's a bald eagle, clearly. So I call him Trav because I wanted him to have the most, like, I don't know, like dude from the South, like a redneck name, Trav. He's so American, if you can't tell. And he's from the Bass Pro Shops, the one, we're in Florida. It's not in Orlando, it's in Melbourne, not the Australian one. I know, there's another Melbourne. US cities and their names. So yeah, this is from the Bass Pro Shops, which I was taken to as like an experience to experience the US in the South in Florida. Yeah, Florida is just Florida on its own, but yeah, so I also saw people like lining up for trying out guns, and I was like, why are you taking me here? Can we get to the plushies part? Like, this is uncomfortable for my European mind. Like, I don't need guns. So yeah, but look at Trav. And when we got out in the parking lot, of course, looking for the car as you should, like there was like a Jeep with a wheel on the back, and the wheel cover was with a bald eagle. So like, oh, hey Trav, you need to pose with us. So yeah, look at that. I just love it. It's just like the perfect American plushie, don't you think so? I've been to other places than not just Florida. We've been to Boston and Maine because I went with a friend whose relatives live like in those areas. So that's why I went to these random places. It doesn't make sense for a US trip. Florida, Maine, like it's just very random, but that's what I did. So yeah, there's that. That's Trav. And then the latest one, and the reason I decided to do this video was like, oh yeah. So this is from 2026. Oh, that was from 2025, October. So this is from 2026, June. Look at the moose with a little scarf. So this is from Sweden, and as you can see, I still have the Sweden nails. So we went to Stockholm recently. I mean, English says Stockholm. My language says Stockholm. I don't know what Swedish says though. I know for Oslo, it's Oslo, not Oslo. But yeah, I assume it's Stockholm. I know. So that's a moose. There are so many types. They're bigger, smaller ones, different, like slightly different colored. I think it's great for Sweden. And we did see moose in the Skansen, which has their zoo, kind of. So there's so many moose there. Like the dudes were separated from the ladies, and there were like babies. Like one of them was just lying down and not doing anything, and the other one was like, ooh, food. So it was really great that we saw them too. So this is not a reindeer, it's a moose, and has a little scarf, which is so cute. And unfortunately they have the tag on it. So a thing I know about Stockholm, it's expensive. Like I wouldn't have thought after Oslo, because in Oslo I was very wary of the money, and we bought the Oslo card, and it had public transport in it and entry tickets to like pretty much all the places that are interesting. So we went around, couldn't go to all the places because we were not there for very long, but we were like, okay, this is nice. And then I was looking up the Stockholm card for Stockholm, and I was like, why is this more expensive and doesn't include public transport? And then I looked at the entry tickets, and they are insane. So we still saved a lot of money, but we still spent a lot of money, you know what I mean? Like, sure, we saved because we ran around and like wanted to do as much as possible for 2 days. Like we left in the morning and then arrived in the evening on Sunday. So it was like just 2 days. Like we went an insane amount, but I love trips like that. I love walking. It's like, I'm there. This is not for rest. No. Like if I want to rest, I would go to an all-inclusive hotel in Greece or I don't know, Bulgaria. I've done that. It's great. I can do that for 3 to 4 days. It's great. But other than that, I need my walking. And I just love sightseeing. I'm just like, oh, church. I love this church. Oh, other church. I love this church. And then museum. Woo. And I love very well done museums. And Stockholm does have very well-made museums. The Vasa Museum and the Nordics Museum are both great. And in general, I would recommend Stockholm. It's just very expensive. Yeah, so read the moose. Look at that. So, yeah. So that's all I wanted to say. I mean, eventually I could make a trip tier list, but I think I would rate everything like S, A, and B probably. Yeah. Just recently I have counted how many capitals I've not been in Europe, and surprisingly it's still a lot. So after Stockholm it's like 21 I have not been to. I still have some other trips for this year, so I'm gonna go to more, but the whole Balkans, except for Greece and Bulgaria, is just, yeah, there. And then of course the Russia, Belarus, Ukraine part, that is like right now it's not recommended. So yeah, there's a few capitals I've not been to. Yeah, I at least want to see the capitals, but there are just so many other places I want to go to. I've been to a lot of places in Italy because I have a friend from Italy, and it's very, very comfortable to travel without having to speak to Italians. Like, it's just so much more efficient. They talk to themselves, like they figure it out, and then you're just eating the perfect pasta and looking at the best churches, the best museums and everything. So Italy is very fun if you take an Italian with you. I mean, it can be fun without an Italian, but it upgrades the experience, definitely. Yeah. But where I want to travel more is definitely like France. So yeah, I'm gonna go to Paris this year, but other places I'm just like, so I really want to see more of France. I've been to the southern part, like 2 separate trips, one around Nice, one around Marseille. One of my favorite parts in Europe, like southern France, is like, sure, I don't like the money I spend there. It's more expensive than Italy, but it's just more put together, like the buildings, and it's still very old buildings. Yeah, and the people there were so nice, and they all spoke English. So the whole stereotype about French people, we'll figure it out if it's true for Paris or not. But southern France, I definitely recommend. It blew my mind. Like, it was so nice, you know, because I guess I went there with lower expectations because of all these stereotypes, but I just wanted to say that southern France is really nice. Yeah, I don't even know what else is my favorite. I just love the UK. Of course I love the UK. Like, every time I go there I'm like, oh, I love these buildings, I'm so obsessed. And they're always nice there. And then I just love my fish and chips. I just love my fish and chips. And of course I like going to Italy a lot, but only with an Italian. I'm just like right now like too used to it. Spain is really nice. Spain, like, there are just so many different parts of Spain. Spain is huge. So yeah, I've been to a couple trips there, not as many as Italy, because for us it costs more because it's further. And I think in general stuff costs more there. So for people from the UK, I think their flights are cheaper to Spain than to Italy. So it's just like basically where we are in Europe. And of course I need to do a bit more Germany. Yeah, because Germany is also huge. Yeah, it's the big countries. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I just talked 3 extra minutes. I know. Let me know if you're interested in more trip stuff. Bye.